another hero that deals well against the Viper in the mid lane. Though I do believe that this is gonna be a support win. The Marcy and the Wind Ranger are most likely gonna be supports. They're pretty good heroes to kind of run around the Nemiga, who are in terms of the Viper, he's very immobile. So if the teammates of Nemiga aren't running towards the Viper, then the Wind Ranger and the Marcy, who are very kind of fast to move around the map, are going to be quite happy with it. Though I think because of this, maybe Nemiga even discuss about putting the Viper into the I was about to say position 5 role, and then a Jakiro comes out, and yeah, I'm gonna now assume definitely it's a Viper in the mid lane. And Jakiro 5 with Nemiga keeping things open with their carrier position 4.
So, because the Wind Ranger coming out, like you talked about, this is going to be the two supports, the Marcy and the Wind Ranger. Who would you rather in the offlane with this Beastmaster then? You know, who do you think is going to be the better purring? Because obviously we can't see, we don't know what the carry is going to be for HellRaisers, but like I say, with this Beastmaster, is there a preference between these two heroes, do you think?
The Wind, you are going to be laning into Jakiro. Jakiro is pretty bad for the Beastmaster right off the bat, because you slow down his units, you're quite annoying to him. Playing against two melee heroes would be really tough for the side of HellRaisers. Wind Ranger is one of those heroes that can just poke the Jakiro, poke him, and if the Jakiro uses the spells on the Wind Ranger, she is fine. If he wants to use it on the Beastmaster, the Wind Ranger can easily get herself out of the way so that it isn't the double dual breath. So that's why I want to see the Wind there, unless it's some weird thing like a Batrider offlane Beastmaster mid, then I'd be okay with the Marcy laning with the Bat.
Yeah, and so Nemiga, they've come through this draft, like I say, the Monkey King. Then you're thinking it's going to be the position. What do you think? The position 4 with the Pangolier in the offlane.
10 seconds to go.
Or do you think they should go back and shift this back to the carry position?
5 seconds.
Considering that you have a Jakiro, I'm okay with it being in the carry role. But most likely it can still be a Monkey King position 4 with a position 3 Viper. That is also the possibility, you know, with the Pango going to the mid lane. Just so many options for the side of Nemiga that I can't really pinpoint which one I would like the most. I think the only thing that we can be certain of is the Jakiro 5, and not even that is set in stone. We have seen mid Jakiros, offlane Jakiros in the past.
Yeah. So HellRaisers coming through. They've got themselves 13 seconds for this final pick. The Alchemist is banned, the Timbersaw goes out, the Phantom Lancer goes out. It's going to be another Morphling. So I'm getting flashbacks to the last game that we just watched, but this time the Phantom Lancer is banned out, so it's not going to be something that Nemiga can pick up here. Looking at their lineup, they've got themselves a minute and a half to think about this with the additional time. Are you looking at this lineup? Is there anything now that you see the full lineup from HellRaisers that you think slots into this Nemiga draft to try and deal with what HellRaisers have picked up already?
Tough one to call, you know. Terrorblade, not good. Ursa, not that good. He's gonna struggle against the Beastmaster. It's you know, Troll comes to mind, but it is a tough hero to play. I'm not sure if Nemiga want to go that route, but it would be a cool hero. You have a solid amount of lockdown on the side of Nemiga, and you know, you would lane really well against the Beastmaster. You are a pretty solid counter to the Morph. Later on down the game, you get one net onto him and you just rip him apart. Is there anything else that they might be looking for? Oh, the Drow. Okay, that would actually be pretty solid. It lanes well against the Beast. It would lane well against the Batrider as well. If that's something that HellRaisers would put there, you just harass him. You are good at dealing with the Morphling. The Viper is gonna be getting a lot out of your aura. I wouldn't mind it. I'm a big fan of the Drow. Just a lot of teams are skipping the hero, because if your lane goes badly, I don't want to say it's game over, but it might as well just be.
What would you think about the Luna as well coming up? Because you're going to have the Glaives that we're going to find out.
Okay, so Monkey King stays the carry.
I was kind of half hoping it'd be like the Ramses Tide that we saw 6 months ago. Yeah, no, it was. It was before. In fact, it was before this tour came through. Before this DPC season, Ramses was playing the carry Tidehunter in the D2CL, going back 6-7 months. You know, and it looked really, really strong in that carry position. But obviously, Monkey King already been picked up. You know, they want to be shifting through to an off lane. So it is going to be Kiritich on the Monkey King, and Malrine here. Jakiro, we've got the Hellscream Pangolier, Sobat on the Viper. So just waiting for the pickup from Vazia on this Tidehunter. Looking at the two lineups.
Do you remember when I said there's one thing I'm certain of, and that is that Jakiro is position 5, and then Malrine picks it up. Okay, so that's gonna be fun. It's a Jakiro in the mid lane. I don't see it as a like awesome Jakiro mid lane game. I'd say, you know, you are going to be laning into a Batrider. You're not the fastest of heroes. You are annoying, but I can see this backfiring for the side of Nemiga. To be honest, I'm cool with the Tidehunter last pick. Morphling, he has pretty much all stats. You know, with the Anchor Smash, you take away a lot of his damage. But plus the Tidehunter is an awesome pick here. Look at all of the stuns that HellRaisers have. They can never prevent the Ravage from coming out. You don't even have to buy a blink with the Tide here. Just get tanky as possible in this game. But just the Jakiro in the mid lane, I'm a fan of it, going for the Witchblade, but I just don't see it as that great in this game in particular.
Okay, well, we are going to be able to get ourselves into game number 1 to see how this is going to go. I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards HellRaisers. I think the Morphlin's going to be incredibly impressive. You know, I think we've seen the Marcy do so much work today already. So I'm looking for the Marcy to have a big impact here as well. So, yeah, I kind of am leaning towards HellRaisers for this first game.
I would say so as well. I'm just not super convinced by the mid lane Jakiro. I know if there's a player in the Division 2 Eastern Europe that can play these weirder heroes in the mid lane, is definitely Malrine. His hero pool is quite wide. He can play the basic mid laners and these pretty weird ones as well. But I'm just not convinced that much by it. I kind of don't want to go against Nemiga. I'm a big fan, especially after that interview that we had. But before we talk about interviews, we're going to be seeing a fight.
Yeah, it's going to be the rebound, though. So Gilgir is going to be able to get himself away from the danger, turn this one back around if they want to. But it was a really nice setup coming through initially there from Nemiga. But it does mean that the Boundless Strike is now on cooldown. He has to take that at level 1 here as well on Kiritich. So we're not going to see any Tree Dances, any Jingus coming out for the Monkey King at level 1. And you know, it doesn't really have a massive amount of impact. The Marcy's going to be able to get the wards down as well. Gilgir's just rotating around, getting the I can't see if that actually blocks because we're in the pause, or if it's just on the to see if any vision comes through here from the side of Nemiga.
Which one?
Gilgir, you know where Gilgir is? It's blocking onto the small camp, I think.
Gilgir there. Yep, that's gonna be blocking, I'm pretty sure. You would never place a sentry there unless there should be blocking the camp. The hitbox does go a little bit over those rocks.
Okay. So we do get the reconnect in. We'll see, because I mean the battle lines were drawn there as well, saying that Watson needs to push maybe out to the safe rune. Okay, we're gonna start. I really want to see this Nemiga lineup succeed. I have to say, but you picked a Jakiro into a Beastmaster. That is the best support to lane against the Beast, and you're like, nah, we're gonna send it into the mid lane. We're already seeing that Miero is kind of unsure of where he wants to go. Is Jakiro actually a good counter to the Batrider in the mid lane? I just don't see it. Yeah, you can spam your spells, but when level 3, level 4 comes out, you're gonna be in a ton of trouble. Yeah, and it looks like it is just gonna be the one bounty rune here for HellRaisers. You know, Vazia was able to posture up against it, and obviously Watson, level 1, you're always going to take that the agility shift, so the ability shift, excuse me, so he doesn't get that waveform. He's not able to get a quick snipe on that rune. Goes back towards the lane to get the blocks off. Yeah, but yeah, I am really interested to see how Rabel's going to do up against Malrine here in this mid lane. With the Jakiro coming out, like you say, I would have expected it to be in that support role, but no, it's going to be in the mid lane. And how much is this going to be effective here when the Rabel's just going to be constantly spamming out the sticky napalms? As it looks like top lane Sobad's going to be taking a little bit of damage coming through from Mercy with that rebound coming through. The TP away here from the Windrunner as well, so it's doing a little bit of damage to Sobad, and Sobad just has to hang himself back and look for that regen up. And again, I'm not entirely convinced about the Viper pick. To me, it's the ultimate win lane, lose game hero. And as that support, I don't even really know if it wins the lane too.
I like that they moved it to a support though. When you see the Wind Ranger and the Marcy, you do want to be a bit more mobile around the map, and the Viper as a core, he has to stand his ground because he doesn't farm that fast, so he has to be on the lane at all times, and that gives you so much time to think about what you're gonna do with the Wind Ranger and the Marcy. So I'm okay that they put it as a support. So maybe it was just trying to bait some things out from the side of HellRaisers so that you can prepare yourself for something else. Just looking at the drafts, I don't think it worked out, but you know, you never know. You never know, because until you try playing some of the matchups, you actually, when we look at Jakiro versus the Batrider, we can say, yeah, the Bat is gonna crush this one, but until you play the matchup a few times, you're not really gonna know how this one should go.
Yeah, Malrine at least is going to be able to get the D-Ward in the mid lane now as well. Rabel, does he have himself a sentry? The Dual Breath's going to come out into the Batrider as well, and I suppose I can see the Dual Breath being super effective as well, the Liquid Fire being incredibly effective if Batrider tries to get on top of you with the Firefly. Again, these sticky napalms coming out, the Dual Breath to slow him down and do that damage over time, allowing Malrine to turn tail and fly away if he needs it. But it's still, yeah, like you say, I need to see it actually play out in the lane to see how effective this is actually going to be on this mid Jakiro.
The way that you play usually against the Batrider with the harassers, you just do as much damage as you can so that he doesn't have the guts to dive you, right? The slow from the Dual Breath is quite strong, but there's always that downtime that the Batrider can work around on. And Jakiro, he's not the same hero that he used to be. I don't know if you remember the Jakiro with the sticky napalm just like 3 years ago, how he was turning when he had the sticky napalm. It's not the same as that, but you can still get kind of the Batrider to run circles around the Jakiro with him unable to catch you with the Dual Breath, and that is going to be something that you have to be afraid of. So Kiritich now, he says that he has 300 ping. He just got disposed into the tower, so you know it's one of those moments. You mess up, then you type minus ping in chat so that your teammates are like, oh yeah, he was lagging. Everything is it's fine. It doesn't matter though. Problem for Kiritich is that they're in boot camp, so.
Yeah, like you say, it is just one of those. Oh, it wasn't me, you know. I lagged out a little bit. That's where you got caught out. But looking at the Monkey King as well, he's gone for the 2 points into the Jingu here. He's not picked anything up into the tree dance. How do you think the Monkey King's gonna? Because again, in that initial level 1 attempt, he did pick up the balance strike as well. But do you think from this it is going to be now moving into that tree dance? Do you think, or does he go back for more points into the boundless, more points into the Jingu, and just tries to like man mode up against Mero here in this lane?
To be honest, I'm surprised he even went to for the Jingo Mastery. I guess that is the if they commit on me, so that I can turn things around. He's not really gonna be aggressive in this lane. You start running in, the boars slow you down. There is not really much that you can do. So yeah, I think that the tree dance is now gonna be on the menu for the Monkey King, especially if the Viper slows people down enough. You can then jump in, then your Jingo Mastery is gonna make sense. So you have to have the tree dance, especially for farming if the lane doesn't go the way that you want it to.
Okay, and might it be because, I mean, the Beastmaster took the early point into the axes there as well, so is it just a safety thing from the Monkey King? Do you think, oh, mid lane, they're going to be able to get a rotation out, the Dispose comes through onto the Malrine. Malrine's going to be able to get himself away from this one now as well. Rabel's going to be going through with the Firefly, sticky napalm charges, one more right click uphill. Is he going to be able to get it? Those sticky napalms, it is still there, but they can get the distance off. No, they can't. Rabel's going to be able to kill. Hell Scream's going to try and go for the Swashbuckle, and Rabel's going to be able to get himself a double kill now. Dispose comes through onto the Viper. The Viper, not the mobility hero you'd ever expect to be in this. Like, literally zero mobility on that hero. And Rabel survives with 30 health, gets himself... Was that a full triple kill going his way? It was.
No, the tower got the last
okay.
one. But yeah, okay. So So HellRaiser is not doing too hot in terms of CS in lanes. We're seeing that we're now seeing that the Jakiro actually with 3 points in Jailbread, the Batrider doesn't move. But this is the thing: you have these mobile supports, the Marcy, the Wind Ranger. They come over, they stun him, they pull him back, and you can just kill Malrine over and over again. This is why I was so afraid of the Jakiro in the mid lane. And sure, you are crushing the Batrider in terms of CS, but this is something that usually happens to this hero. You just don't have any attack damage on it. So very nicely done for HellRaisers, and they forced so much out of that one. So Nemiga definitely not happy with how the mid lane has gone.
They're going to be able to get the bounce onto the Monkey King now as well. The Dispose comes out, the ball's doing a lot of damage. He's going to try and go for the TP, and it's very early on in the game. So Mero only level 4, no Roar to disrupt that. But if that was a gank in maybe the next minute and a half, Mero would have been able to stop that TP. That would have been Kiritich going down to the Marcy, just getting that really nice rebound into the Dispose onto Kiritich.
For sure. A good thing for Nemiga, though, as we mentioned, they're getting a lot out of these lanes, and you know, this Tidehunter could be a big problem in the game for the side of HellRaisers, unless the Morphling is able to crush him, like just from the right clicks with the Inner Beast helping him. This Tidehunter is not going to be touched. So I think HellRaisers, you know, you got a good start on the Batrider in terms of kills in the mid lane. You need Rabel to kill everyone else so that they're just weaker and they can't capitalize on a really strong Ravage. You just dodge this Tidehunter as much as you can, and HellRaisers, they can't do it. We already talked about the possible mobility of their lineup.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on the lanes as well. You can see Kiritich, how is he doing in terms of net worth? He's not doing too bad, only behind the Batrider, but in the river though, Malady is going to see Hellscream, and Malrine's going to be able to get that haste rune out. But again, top lane, it looks like they might try and make a move onto Mero. Axis fly through onto Kiritich, so Malady's going to be here, gets a shackle off. It will latch now into the Monkey King. What kind of angle is that? As Kiritich tries to get himself away, the Mischief dodge though, it's not going to be effective, and the good Jingu, he might keep himself alive for a little bit longer, but the Firefly going to tick this Monkey King down. One more tick, yeah, Rabel will be able to pick that kill. And then now Malady is going to try and get another shackle. He's going to be able to get onto the Viper. And the Viper with these sticking out palms, he's going to try and go. The power shot comes through. One more right click. Is it going to be enough? And the okay, no animation, but he does throw out the lasso just to make sure that TP doesn't go through from the Viper.
Immediately as the Batrider rotates top, Malrine starts punching into the mid lane tower. This is the strength of the mid lane Jakiro. He also has a haste rune, so he's really not afraid of dying, especially now with the lasso being used. And they're putting so much emphasis here, HellRaisers, on protecting this one. It's just not gonna work that well. The tower more than halfway gone, and when the Jakiro hits level 7, it's gonna be super easy for him to bring this one down.
Top lane, they get the kill onto Kiritich, but looking at this kill gear, he seems to be able to get himself away from this one. He does have the rebound, comes back in. I think he was going to try and get the Dispose under the tower, but Malrine just pops that haste and was able to get that distance between them. And now Malady, the shackle will come through, but Malady has to run himself away from this one. Yeah, the wind run comes through. This tier 1 tower will be going down, and Malrine, it's literally a matter of seconds, will be able to break it.
This puts you on a good path to get that Witchblade. Big thing though for HellRaisers, they got the top tower. They kind of understood they're not going to be able to defend the mid. Malrine
on the bottom lane, fast, yeah. The Ravage does come through the tower shots, so Watson's going to be able to go for the waveform, claim this kill, and get himself on the board. Gilgir, it was a really nice rotation down there, and the Dispose, he waited until the creeps were taken out by the tower, so the Tidehunter would be the one that got affected by this. Malrine's going to be able to pick himself up the Arcane Rune now as well. Rabel though coming in for the Firefly, he's going to try and cut up the hill. It looks like the Flame Break is going to go. It doesn't actually hit onto anything now as well. But the rebound onto the Jakiro once again. The lockdown comes through. Rabel, he's absolutely running away with it this game. He's unstoppable. And this is going to be, I mean, I think you said in the last time, the last series when you saw the Batrider, the 8-minute boots of travel is really rare. But once again, Batrider here, he's bringing it out, Rabel. He's got himself 6-0-1. He is on the board and nobody's able to take him down just yet.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna rephrase that. 6-0-1 minute 8 is even rarer than the boots of travels coming out. That is just so much. Gilgir though is gonna be giving a nice freebie here to Nemiga. I have to say this is a really good start for HellRaisers. You know, Nemiga, they might have taken the tower, but when you look at their heroes, they're not that great. And again, Kiritich is caught.
Yeah, you can see it was really cheeky here. TPs to the Hawk behind the tier 2 tower, so the Monkey King has no idea this is coming in, because that is the Boots of Travel reveal. Just a really cute play there to be able to lock down without the vision from Kiritich being able to see that that's happening.
Just a beautiful one. I mean, Rabel is doing an awesome job. That's his 7th kill. I think he's trying to have more kills than he does have last hits. He's not that close just yet, but you know, if he remains at 35 last hits, might actually have a chance. HellRaisers, though, there's no reason for them to stop. The only hero that they are afraid of is actually the Tidehunter. The other ones you just want to slow down. You know, Nemiga, they took down the mid lane tower, but without ganking heroes, it really doesn't mean much in this game.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to try and go again. There is going to be, you know, the Monkey King dives himself away, so the rebound from Gilga isn't actually going to hit. And now Rabel, he's got himself a decent amount of move speed with those boots of travel, so he is going to be able to back himself away.
Nemiga coming over.
So they want to try and fight this. There is no Ravage, so if the Tidehunter TP'd, he'd just be a Gush and an Anchor Smash. So it looks like, yeah, both teams, they are just going to disengage. I say disengage. Mero's going to stick around this jungle and just find whatever farm he can, going towards. He's already got the Helmet Dominator up, and it looks like Maldi wants to stick around here too.
Take away the Ravage, and what remains? The Gush and the Anchor Smash. You know, that's the the thing. Kind of reminded me of Tony Stark there, but yeah, you're right. The Tidehunter wouldn't be able to contribute much. Still, now he does have the Ravage. Ideally, though, you don't want to move from the bottom lane. You would want Nemiga to run towards the Tide. Melrine maybe to play with him, to be covered with that one, but you still want your level 10 before you are actually able to go and play with other heroes, because you need that experience so much. The extra range is the thing that makes Jakiro strong.
Yeah, and it looks like Watson's even going to be joining them here as well. How's he looking? He's going towards a Dragonlance as well. So Watson, you know, he's looking for that extra survivability with the stats that gets given. He's looking for the extra attack range, the damage that can come out for the Morphlin. So it is going to be a little bit different to what we saw last time. At what point here does, you know, because Rabel's still looking for the rotations, what point is it just going to be after this tier 1 tower goes down that the Tidehunter looks to move, maybe looks some pressure on, or is it when this Blink Dagger comes out now?
When the Blink Dagger comes out, you want to be going for big moves like team fights and such. Now with just the hood, you want to be posturing aggressively. So I think that Nemiga should actually rotate towards the bottom lane and push. Or they send the Tide towards the top lane and they push in the top lane really far forward. So those are your moves. I just want to see the Jakiro and the Tide playing together wherever the case is before the Batrider gets the BKB. Because when the Batrider gets the BKB, you get together with those two heroes. He just runs in on the Jakiro, he kills you, and you know, you're not going to be able to do much.
Yeah, and looking up now, Maldi, because the lane's pushed towards him, Maldi's going to be able to find some free farm here. What do you expect to come out from this support Wind Ranger? You know, because usually the carry Wind Rangers, you see the Maelstroms coming out, the MKBs coming out, items like that. But what is it that Maldi wants to be going for? Oh, I'll come back to that, because Gilgari, they might actually be going for the engage. There is going to be the Rolling Thunder coming through, but he gets the bounce off the Batrider. Hellscream wants to carry on going here. Was that lasso? Hellscream just going to be able to get himself out with the Rolling Thunder. So, no, let's hit the Flame Break. With the Swashbuckle, though, does get himself out of range. So yeah, so what does Wind Ranger want to be picking up in that position for?
Shard Blink. It's always the Shard Blink as a support Wind Ranger. It's all about getting the shackles off and moving your opponents in a position that they don't want to be in, or even you know, stopping the advance for Nemiga. Though Nemiga aren't really a team that's gonna chase you down unless the Monkey King is jumping on your head and the Pango is rolling in, but that's not gonna happen for a very long time. So it's all about the catch when it comes to the Wind Ranger, and the Shard is the perfect item for them, and Blink definitely contributes as well.
Don't worry.
Okay, well, there is going to be the smoke rotation coming through from HellRaisers here. Kiritich, Hellscream up on the high ground, so the waveform does come in, but the Monkey King going to be able to get himself away. The rebound, he doesn't actually connect, doesn't see the Monkey King, and he's going to be able to get that tree dance out where he needs it. And actually seeing Gilga, do they want to... Yeah, they don't want to go, right? Yeah, they're just going to let Gilga back off. Well, like you said, the Tidehunter's moved himself up to the top lane to try and de-push this lane.
But if Melrine and the Tide aren't playing together, I actually would like Melrine to buy a BKB next. He is thinking about the Shard, but once the Batrider has the BKB, he's just gonna be so vulnerable. So I'm looking at Nemiga. They can't get the Tide and the Jakiro together. The only thing that HellRaisers now didn't manage to do is slow down the Monkey King. That's something that you want to happen, because you know, Kiritich, he is the strongest late game hero in this one, with the Battle Fury being surrounded by his heroes, the Rolling Thunder, you know, the Ravage as well. He's gonna be doing massive amounts of damage if he does come to that point. So you can see how much emphasis HellRaisers, they try to gank him with the Morphling, and they are even blocking his camps with sentries. That's something that we don't see too often, but they understand how important it is gonna be in this game in particular to prevent the monkey from getting a fast Battle Fury and even utilizing it.
Yeah, you can see the illusions hanging around from the Batrider, giving a little bit of vision here as well. So Monkey King is just going to be relegated to trying to farm in that triangle. And how is he looking in terms of items? It is going to be another Battle Fury Monkey King, but it's going to be a little bit later now as well. Still needs to get the last piece of that, and in fact, they might actually find out Vazia. Vazia, it's just going to be the illusion here, hanging around from the Batrider onto Vazia. Does back himself away. The Beastmaster just continuing to push. He's got that skeleton army coming out as well. Malady does see Vazia, but it's going to be the TP, so maybe looking to pick up, but again, I guess just Malady moving himself down while there's space in this effectively dead lane here for the side of HellRaisers that nobody really wants to get on to push. He's just going to be able to soak up some farm, like you say, go towards that shard that he's only about, it's less than 400 gold from picking up, so he's not going to be too far away from that.
Nemiga got the blink on the tide, so they want to change the status quo in the game. With how the game was going, the Bat was thinking, am I gonna finish my BKB or go for the blink, but he decides the BKB. Still, this is gonna be a really good catch.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to take down Rabel. Rabel will give up that killing spree over to Malrine, so Malrine gonna be able to get a decent injection of gold off of this. Does Mero want a TV? Yeah, Mero's gonna be leaving. He doesn't want any part of that, and yeah, okay, so you use the Ravage, but at 15 minutes in, you lock down the Batrider, you give up a massive amount of gold to one of your cores. That was well worth it there from the side of Nemiga.
Yeah, for sure, you know, get the piggy fat for Christmas, then just burn it down. Kind of the idea for the Jakiro. So, you know, a 7-kill Batrider is actually lacking in terms of a net worth compared to the Jakiro. If he had the BKB there, that would be a problem. So this was a perfect timing for Nemiga. They get the kill. They want to go for more, and I think they should, for sure. There is no reason for them to give up ground. They don't need to be chasing, but just holding the area right now is going to be a big deal until the Batrider gets his BKB. Unfortunately for them, that's not going to be such a long time.
Yeah, and I like the Jakiro just went straight for that shard as soon as it was available too. So he's going to have, the rock comes out, they're going to be able to go into the Pangolier, so I'll come back to that in a little bit of a second. He's going to be able to get the Swashbuckle away, but the Gale, does it drag back Hellscream? He's just running into the wind. Now the Malady, he gets the Shackle off. It's actually not going to latch this time, so he's not going to be able to get that wind run off for the next couple of seconds. And it looks like Malady, he should tick down to the Viper Strike. Yeah, Power Shot comes out, but it was just immediately stopped there as the wind runner does come down. The Swashbuckle once again, so Gilga, he's not the only hero with a little bit of momentum coming through. As Hellscream with that Rolling Thunder, going to be able to get on top of the Master. The Master will go down. But yeah, so I was talking about the shard coming through from Jakiro. You know, you're going to have that percentage-based damage that goes against, so it doesn't really matter how far this Morphling does morph either way. You know, it's going to be a big chunk of his health being taken down anytime that Liquid Ice is up for the Jakiro.
Yeah, for sure. It's a pretty strong shard in terms of damage output. On supports we see it, but later on in the game we rarely see it this early on. And Malrine, in terms of farm, he has been having a pretty solid game. But I want to commend Nemiga on their plays right now. Usually teams would either push forward or go back. You know, in Division 2 we don't expect people to do everything perfectly, but Nemiga showing that they're definitely a team worthy of going even in Division 1. You know, they went for a smoke, they got a kill, and they stayed in an area aggressively around their own vision, and then they were able to punish HellRaisers with 2 of the support kills. So all of that just because of a really good preparation. HellRaisers, ideally, they wanted to get into the backline, not gonna happen. So now when HellRaisers do have the BKB, this is a timing when they can actually run in like madman, and Rabel is just gonna be unstoppable at this point.
And yeah, he's gonna be able to find out a couple of stacks here as well. So is this, I mean, looking at the side of HellRaisers, if you get a pick off here on Rival, you know, you maybe get to a couple of kills and you're still as 5 heroes, what's the objective? You know, do you want to be pushing down? Because it's tier 2s that are still up. This tier 1 it's full health on the bottom lane, but, you know, or do you want to be maybe moving in with the Mero and his army, or do you want to move into the Roche pit, maybe get yourself something like that?
The big thing for HellRaisers now would be a fight into a Roche. Same thing for Nemiga, but they take it a little bit slower. Plus, without the Ravage, you can't really fight. Okay, they're just gonna be walking in. That's a bit dangerous considering that the Tide has the blink, but there is no vision for the side of Nemiga on the top part of the map. And you know, HR, they're gonna know that they're always gonna have the vision advantage just because of the Beastmaster. So they're forcing Nemiga into a fight to fight into this BKB.
Yeah, Vazia, though, they might be able to get the rebound. Was that disposed to follow up? Did he want to throw that Ravage out? Because he could have put him in prime targets. He could have walked himself into the pit. The Ravage comes out, but that's still going to be Watson there. He got that waveform off. He's going to be able to pick up the Aegis. And the blink away from Vazia. So he does get himself out, and maybe not, because the Gale Force is going to be used now as well. Really nice Ice Path on that Stir, though. It's going to be able to block off 2 or 3 heroes. And Rebel on the back lines is going to be able to get the Raw onto Sobad coming through as that the lasso comes through onto the Kiro, so Mallory might even go down there, he will. Rolling Thunder, though, who's going to be trapped into the pit? It was Mero that was taken down, and the shield crash over the wall. But Rabel, power shot comes through, there's going to be the waveform. Watson wants to chase this one up. Swashbuckle from Hellscream once again, and it looks like Watson is going to be able to try and close this gap. Oh, okay.
But Malrine died. This is the thing. There is no... when there is no Ravage, there is nothing to protect him, and overall, even if there is, the Batrider gets the BKB and he can do whatever he wants. I think that was pretty good for HellRaisers. Good that Nemiga got a few kills though, but you know, definitely not the way that you wanted to go for Vazia to use the Ravage and for you not to be able to capitalize on it. Every single time that happens, we're just gonna be seeing the Bat running in like a madman to kill the Jakiro. So that's why I want to see a BKB on Malrine. He is going for a blink. That's good enough, I think. You see the Batrider running in, you just blink yourself away. We'll see if that does help him though once the Batrider gets a blink of his own.
Did you see that as well? The bait from Malady? He just reveals on the lane, you know, there's a Pangolier close, there's a Tidehunter close, so he feels confident, but all of a sudden, Watson pops out of nowhere and gets that kill into the Pangolier. I don't think he was expecting that, and I tell you what, he wasn't expecting Vizzy here to be disposed back. The Shackles comes through once again. The Lasso's not going to be there, though. They're going to be able to pop that Flame Break to get the pushback into Vizzy. Vizzy, can he get himself out of this? The Firefly, nope. Once again, the Dispose comes through. Suplex City coming through onto Vizzy now. Can he run himself away from this? He's going to be slowed down the Roar, the Gale, everything to push back this Tidehunter. He's a big tanky boy, but they're still going to be able to make sushi out of him. Now Gilger is going to be able to get exposed onto the Viper. Now they've got that Aegis pop. What can they do with this? Because Watson, he's going to be coming back full health, full mana. Maybe even full rage. Yeah, he comes out the waveform forward onto the Viper now as well. Rabel, he's got that lasso. He's going to try and get into Malrine. The Flame Break comes back once again. And Malrine's going to get caught out. The damage coming through here from this on Watson. He's just going to be able to blow up 2-3 heroes. And they carry on going. It's going to be 4. Will it be 5? It's Kiritich. Just bravely retreats.
Oh man, that was, you know, I was like, HellRaisers are pushing this too far. You don't need to be going for the Tide. He doesn't have the Ravage, just take the tower. But they're like, okay, they don't have the Ravage, let's push it. Let's push it as much as we can so that we force the Nemiga into a mistake. In the end, the Nemiga could have easily lost one hero, lost the tower, and just continued farming, defended their high ground. The thing is, you get into that situation where like, maybe we can save the Tide. He can be saved. Let's go. And HellRaisers' plan of forcing Nemiga to make mistakes works out perfectly. Get 4 kills on the Morphling. The only thing they lose is going to be the Aegis, and now he's going to have the Skadi. So thinking about bursting down from 100 to 0 is going to be very, very tough for the side of Nemiga now.
Yeah, and you can see him, he's top of the net worth, he's 6-0 and 3 here on Watson. This is absolutely prime mobbing time coming through from the side of HellRaisers. They're getting aggressive, like you say. They got like they didn't even need to go for the tower. They got a full form of man wipe in that last fight, and only because Kiritich was in the trees were they able to make it not make it a full team wipe. Morphlin, he's not scared about moving around the map solo. You know, like I say, he's going towards that Skadi. He's going to be super seriously scary coming through once he's completed that up. And 17-9, how do Nemiga get themselves back into this game?
I mean, the game is not lost. The Monkey King is still gonna be a powerful hero. You just need that Skadi. Oh, Morphling, he has been caught.
They're going to commit the Ravage for him. Yeah, the Ice Path comes through now as well. The Gale's going to be there, but that's absolutely how you get yourself back into this. Malady with the power shot just looking through, but there's going to be the balance strike. They're going to be able to get the lockdown into this Wind Ranger with that dual breath coming through there as well. They do turn this back on its head here in Nemiga. Really good couple of pickoffs to get this opening on the tier 2 tower.
Kiritich with the BKB is very good at protecting his team. You know, you see the Tidehunter Ravage being used a minute ago when there was no BKB on Kiritich. It would just be HellRaisers running in. But if the even if the Morphling is dead. But Kiritich comes over, he has the BKB, and if you start running in, it's gonna be a Wukong's command with the BKB, and he will crush you. So, you know, you talked about coming back into this game. Well, they're the ones pushing the high ground, so just one move put them years ahead right now.
Yeah, Vazia is going to be slowed down. The Dispose does come through, but he is going to be able to pop that hood. Vazia going to be able to get himself a little bit. Yeah, he just carries on walking himself out. And again, 2.5k health, and he's got the Dispel coming through from the Kraken Shell now as well. So they're going to be able to change targets. Can they do the damage? The Shackle comes through onto the Monkey King. There is going to be the Gale Force, but that's going to be the lasso up onto the cliff as well. So he's not going to be able to get that BKB off. The lockdown onto the Monkey. It was Kiritich. He's going to be able to get himself, you know, just nothing but dead. And the Dispose comes through onto the Pangolier now as well. So it's going to be, again, turning it. It might even be 3 kills on Malady the Viper Strike, but Malady should be fine.
Okay, now one team pushed high ground. Now it's time for the other one. They get a fight next to their base, and Watson is already pinging out the top lane because the creeps are there. There it is, the TP from the bat. There, Kiritich just made a slight mistake. This is what happens. He has been farming for the entirety of the game. He just doesn't have the feel of what he needs to be afraid in the game. And the shackle shot into a lasso is definitely something that you have to be wary of. Okay, HellRaisers, they are being a bit greedier, and they're gonna catch Malrine. It's gonna pay off.
Yeah, the Gale Force comes out, just pushing him back into danger. Gilligan might go down the tower. It's going to be going the way of Malrine. He does get credited with the kill, but you can see this as well. Like I say, Watson, he just pops the Manta Style. He's just going to be able to put a lot of pressure onto this tier 3. And I don't know, because they're going to be waiting for Malrine to come back up. But how far away is that lasso? The lasso's 17 seconds away. Ravage is 18 seconds. Watson's just going to be able to get the waveform away. They're going to be able to do damage onto Vazia. Vazia just has to be careful about how far forward he does come.
They have a lasso in a few seconds, so HellRaisers, they want to stay here. They still have that ward. They have a sentry there on the side of Nemiga, but I still don't know if they've spotted the ward. So Rabel will go hunting. This will be big. If he could catch the Monkey King, the Monkey King isn't really in the base right now.
Yeah, it's actually going to go another blink away from Hell Scream, but he might still be able to catch up to Vazia. There is going to be the Flame Break coming through, but he doesn't want to drag anyone away with the lasso just yet. Just like you say, he is hunting for bigger fish, and I suppose the Monkey King is the bigger fish than the Tide Hunter metaphorically here.
The ideal scenario there for Nemiga is for Kiritich not to even be in the base, because if you don't see Kiritich for HellRaisers, you're not going to feel confident going for the push. So Kiritich just pushes out the waves, he hides himself farming in the jungle, and HellRaisers, they're unsure of what they want to do, so they just try to go for a quick kill on Hellscream, but even that, even if they would kill him, it wouldn't give them the Raxes. It would just get them the kill, and they'll have to back out either way. So, you know, cute blink, but in the grand scheme of things, not the worst thing in the world. HellRaisers, after being struck down pretty fast, you know, there with the Morphling dying, they strike back immediately. You know, this is the thing. Tide Hunter, he cannot die, but you have so many things that are gonna pull him back. The Flame Break, the Dispose, the Gale Force, and then Nemiga, they're always looking to help him because he's losing HP, and you don't want your Tide Hunter to die, and that's where HellRaisers are gonna be striking. You try to poke on the Tide, you never commit, you get him out of position, and then when his teammates show, that is when you start off the fight and you jump them. So very nicely done from HellRaisers, understanding just how to approach the fight.
Yeah, and hopefully this pause won't be too much longer. We're just trying to sort out some ping issues for the team. Looking around, so bad. He's got himself the Vlads. He's going to be going towards the Wraith Pact as well. How far? In fact, is his courier...
It's being delivered? No, it's just the wards.
So he's still, what, about 600 gold away from completing that? How impactful is that Wraith Pact going to be once that comes out on the side of Nemiga?
I mean, pretty solid. You know, the side of HellRaisers, they are good at finishing heroes from 100 to 0, but they still have some AoE damage. So when there's a lot of AoE damage, constant pokes and stuff like that, it is definitely gonna help. Plus, you're gonna need a little bit more, especially if the Morphling is not there to deal with the Tide. We already saw that they pretty much don't do any damage to him, and then with the Wraith Pact, Nemiga might need to commit a little bit less to save Private Tide and thus not reveal their positioning.
Okay, and let's see what... I mean, Malady's got that blink up. He's got the shot up coming through now, so it is going to be the Force Staff that comes out for the Wind Ranger. So Shrowad's going to be careful, because the Gale comes out. In fact, yeah, there's going to be the Shackles onto this. The Flame Break doesn't even hit because the Gale pushing him back so far. But Viper going to get himself away from this one. He looks like it's going to be the side of HellRaisers. They're not sure where everyone else is, so they don't want to overcommit there. And maybe give away a couple of kills would then maybe lead to losing a tier 3 in the mid lane.
If that's It's gonna happen. Nemiga, ideally, they would like to fight them to be the initiators with Vazia, starting off the team fight with the Ravage, killing either the Bat or the Morph. You have to be gunning for those two. You really don't want to be gunning for any of the supports. Oh, look at Rabel. He's hunting for Kiritich. Oh man, was that close.
Did he? Flame Rate comes out. It's going to push him down to the low ground here now. Kiritich, there is going to be the last stuff he wants to get it. He's going to be able to get it off now as well. He's just going to go for the TP. Yeah. No follow-up from the rest of his team, so he just plays it safe. He's got that BKB up, and instead of it letting it go to waste, he just uses it to keep himself alive.
that was kind of a moment. I got him, guys, but what now? You know, so just get yourself away from there. Like, get out of there, you fool. The rest of HellRaisers, they were like, what the hell are you doing? We don't have a billion movement speed with a with the ability to just go over cliffs. So yeah, he kind of understands that one and gets himself out. But you force out the BKB on the monkey. That is also a big thing. Not only because of the cooldown right now, but you want that lower for the later parts of the game. Because HellRaiser's lineup is really good at poking, going in, and maybe resetting the fight with the second round of Firefly. So if the BKB of the Monkey King isn't long enough that he can jump in and kill everyone during its duration, is definitely gonna help in the later portions of the game.
Look at this as well, Watson. He's being dropped the bottle here from Rabel so he can get this double damage rune. And Roche is going to be up in 18 seconds. You know, both teams, I suppose the Beastmaster is going to be able to scout that out with the Hawk. In fact, he's putting the boar in there as well. It is going to last longer, so he's going to see this coming back up. Is this, I mean, do Nemiga try and contest into this? Or do they want to, you know, maybe get some space? I mean, there's not a lot that they could potentially push into this mid lane. This tier 3 tower, 169 health, but is it more important to make sure that they don't give away a free Aegis?
You're not giving away the Aegis for sure. Nemiga, you can see that they are putting wards down. If you're playing against the Beastmaster lineup, if you are under your vision, you're taking that part away from him. The problem is that the Morphling has a DD. It wasn't spotted by the side of Nemiga, so even if they get into a perfect position, there is a chance they get crushed.
And Kiritich going to be absolutely blown up there. Watson gets it in. It's going to be the shackles now. The lasso onto Jakiro. Jakiro can't get himself away from this. The double damage on Watson going absolutely ham, and Gilga just going to be able to rebound himself away. So there's going to be a really nice come in from Hellscream, but with the Rolling Thunder, is he going to be able to pick up on... Nope, the blink away from Gilga. Watson on the back lines. He's still got that double damage rune. It's only about 2/3 of the way through, so he can carry on going if they want to, but they do force back 2 buybacks out of the side of Nemiga. And
Nemiga will now go into the Roche. They need to force HellRaisers to fight when there is no BKB on the Morphling. You just have to do it. So it's now gonna be a poke versus the full-on commit that Nemiga want to make.
yeah, the scan's going to be there. The Flame Break does come out. It actually just pushes Vazia further into the pit. And Malady on the back lines. Interesting that he's not picked up the Focus Fire at all. He's just gone for everything else. Even at level 16, he's gone for 2 points into the attributes. Oh, Gilga's going to be able to steal that. But the Ravage comes out. Only connects. Oh, Gilga will go down, but everybody else gets themselves away. The shackles to the tree, so they're going to be able to lock down Hellscream. Hellscream will go down. There's going to be a really nice gale force as well, pushing everybody back into this. And Malrine, can they take him down again? That's going to be the dieback if he does go down. So Malrine has to get himself out. He's getting pretty darn low. And what can the Wind Ranger do against this? It's going to be the kill going away of Rabel, so he's going to be dead for 78 seconds. And now he picks up the Focus Fire in the middle of the fight to be able to take down the Viper. It looks like they might be able to get the kill onto the Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger going to get himself away from this one. Watson on the backlines takes down Kiritich. This is going to be Malady leading them on a merry chase as Rabel's going to be coming in. It's going to be 20 seconds till that lasso. The Hawk dives onto Vazia. Vazia can get himself away from this one. Looking for the shackles maybe here on the Wind Ranger. He's just going to try and juke away, but Hellscream gets himself down with a shield crash down to the low ground, and Watson is going to chase. Meanwhile, back up at the top, Vazia was at Centaur. He's going to be able to get the stomp off. Maybe the shackles do come through, so that is going to be the kill going the way of Watson. Vazia's going to try and go for the TP, but the stomp's not going to be there in time, and just straight into the pit by the Morphlin.
Oh, that DD on Watson was so impactful. And Nemiga, they weren't staying next to their ward at the first time the fight started. So then, after the buybacks was used, you kind of have one play. You have to walk into the Roche and you have to force HellRaisers to fight. And they kind of did, but HellRaisers just played it perfectly. They knew how they needed to poke from which angles, and in the end, they forced out the Ravage from the Tidehunter. After that went out and you get only 1 kill and it being a support, the fight is just over. Maybe just the game, considering that nothing is stopping Watson right right now.
Yeah, look at how quickly he blows up that Viper. They do get the Wraith packed out, but that's just going to be a little bit of extra gold here. And Watson picks that one up. The tier 2 is going to go down. 4.5 minutes on this Aegis. And with 3 heroes again, they're going to try and use this fortification to buy time. But if you look at the buybacks, Kiritich, Malrine, they don't have those available for the next 5 minutes. So this is going to be an easy opening from the side of HellRaisers.
And Watson even baits out the Heaven's Halberd there with the illusion to the side, and now a beautiful Gale Force.
They get the roar off there as well. Vizir is going to be stood after Gale Force comes out, being dragged back. Vizir is just going to be taken down, and I think this is going to be lasso on the backlines, even to rub it into Kiritich's face. Kiritich, he's going to be absolutely blown up, and the GG will come out. So HellRaisers taking game number 1, 32-13, and a 22k net worth lead. Watson even getting pretty cheeky there at the end, trying to get into the fountain to get the kill onto Hellscream before that game ends.
Really beautiful gameplay by HellRaisers here. We all had our doubts after, you know, they dropped to Division 2. They lost their first series of Division 2, and then they won their first series of Division 2. We had the interview with Watson, and he said that, you know, they weren't really practicing. They weren't ready for it. So now we see just how formidable HellRaisers can be when they practice. Nemiga, thus far, undefeated, and here they got crushed. I have to say, they went for a weird draft. I was thinking maybe it can work, but the thing is that Kiritich got crushed by Rabel. That is the main thing. So one thing led to another. Mid lane, triple kill for Rabel, or double kill plus the tower getting the third one, and then him killing the Monkey King on the top lane twice. All of those things have delayed Kiritich's timings, and then, you know, when he came into the fights, HellRaisers already had enough to survive through it and kind of bait out, go back, bait out, things go back. After that was the case, it was just in walk in the park for HellRaisers. So this was the true showing from HellRaisers. They're showing that they should be on top of the Division 2 and need to go back to Division 1, but still, it is still only game number 1. Nemiga, we have to see what they have in store for us for the second one.
Yeah, and we are going to be taking a quick 15-minute break, guys, as we wait for the next game of this series to start. So HellRaisers, they've got that momentum in the favor, but we've already seen Nemiga are completely unbeaten. I think that's the first game they've dropped in the entire tour.
Yep, first one. And they got crushed. It's not like it was a hard game. There were times they were doing fine, but overall HellRaisers were in control from start to finish.
Yeah, so that is going to be HellRaisers, they're looking to slay a giant here if they can pull it out in game number 2, and we'll find out if they can after the break. So we'll see you guys in a few as we get ourselves into the second game of HellRaisers versus Nemiga. See you in about 10-15 minutes for that second game.